Everybody, Scoutcrafter here again. Today we have a nice tool set from the Bridgeport Hardware Manufacturing Company, another tool from them. So let's go check it out. Okay, we got a real quick one today and something pretty interesting I think you'll find. Now, you know we've been doing the Bridgeport tools over the last couple days. Bridgeport Hardware Manufacturing Company. I got a set of these nice bent wrenches, offset wrenches here you could see. And these are all from the Bridgeport Hardware Tool Manufacturing Company and from Bridgeport, Connecticut. And you could see the shape they're in. You know, they're going to need some good cleaning, but nothing too bad. And these are pretty interesting. And you don't see too many of these around, again, because they have that offset. We'll show them. We'll clean them up. But before we do, I want to show you something really cool. Every once in a while, you know what's so cool about eBay? Every once in a while you get some people, interesting people on eBay, you know, because they got old stuff. And look at the box it came in, right? Here's what's so cool. I used to collect stamps as a kid, and look at these cool stamps that they came with, especially this one here. You know, a $2.40 USA stamp. Isn't that nice? I mean, you know, when I was a kid, we used to collect coins and stamps, and I just get a kick out of it. These are 4-cent stamps here, you could see here. Now, August 1st, 1958 is when U.S. postage went from 3 cents to 4 cents. So you had a lot of these 4 cents commemorative stamps coming out. And then you also had 1 cent stamps for the people that had a bunch of 3 cent stamps so they can mail a letter. But look at some of these cool stamps that came on this box. And I just love that. I think that's so cool. These old stamps really, I get a kick out of them. But anyway, let's get back to the tool, and we'll see what we can do. Now, I like to use the lathe every once in a while to keep everything running good. So I have this soft brush. This is the brass brush that they sell at Harbor Freight. You can see the bristles are much softer, and they'll get into this area here that's recessed. But this is what I was joking about last time. Brass is normally not supposed to be magnetic. But here's some magnets, and you could see that this brass is actually brass coated steel fibers or wires. So I don't have a problem with it, but when you sell it as a brass brush, it seems almost like they're trying to trick us for some reason. Anyway, we're going to use a softer brush on here and get that worked up. Here's our post wire brush evaluation. You can see that that soft brush, even though it's mislabeled, it does a great job of getting in all the nooks and crannies of certain articles. That is a Harbor Freight brush, and I got to tell you, it's worth every penny. Now, what we're going to do now is there's some of the wrenches have a little bit of deformation around the edges. You see them there on the corners? We're going to straighten that out, tap it down with a little hammer, and then if that don't work, we'll file it down. Just get that straight, and then we'll just give this a quick buffing. And that should look nice, so let's go do that. Now you know my favorite part. You remember what these wrenches look like before we started. Okay, and we are calling this project finished. Now you can see here, this is where tool collectors get into, you know, where we start to look for variations. And you can see here, they all look from the same type of stamping you can see here. But this larger one here is missing the Hybar Bridgeport stamping. It's not on either side. So that's something that's a little bit different. And what's interesting about these wrenches is if you look here, you could see over here, I'll say 3/4 of an inch. You can see that there. And on the other side, it'll give the metric equivalent, which is 19 millimeters. And same thing over here, 16 millimeters, 5/8. That's really cool. And it's on every wrench. The metric equivalent, 15 and 19/32. There's a size we use all the time, 11/16. And this one here is a, let's see, this is a 9/16 and 14 millimeter, and so on. Now, I don't know what the whole set consists of. I'll be getting the catalog very shortly, but let's try these out and see how. Okay, the good news is we got our Bridgeport catalog. You see, this is a reprint from 1925, and this is a beautiful catalog here. You can see it's a catalog number 23 from 1925, and this has all the Bridgeport hardware manufacturing. That's what it used to look like, the plant. How nice is that, huh? Sorry about the lighting here, but I wanted to show you, there was a couple pieces in here that you could see. They were big on nail pullers, but here are some of the crate tools that we were looking at before. I was hoping that our wrench set would be in there, but unfortunately it's not. You remember this from a couple weeks ago, the crate opener. You could see the hooker one, and the Knox stocks, and you can see under a lot of them it'll say that it was came in a polished finish, which was very common back then. But you see they had screwdrivers, they had a whole array of products. I was shocked to see how many products they actually had. But here's the matchless tire tool we just did, and you can see over here it says polished finished, or you can get it with a polish. It was $1 more a dozen or $2 more a dozen, and they had a couple different tire tools, and they made an array of different tools, from just about anything you can imagine. And then remember, remember this, because I'm going to be doing something on that. Radio was starting to get big, and they had a whole line of tools for working on radios. See? Radio electric tools, they call it. It was like an off-brand, but really nice catalog. Reprint, and too bad our wrenches aren't in this one. I thought they would. Now here we have the original wrench tester, and I used this nut for a long time. This nut, it's basically a 5/8 inch fastener, a 5/8 inch head. Now 5/8 is 625 thousandths of an inch. Now you could see here, when you look at a dial caliper, you could see here, over here, if you look on to the left here, you could see it's just over 600, and then you read here, the dial here, and you'll see here that this measures up to about 620. It's about 5 thousandths under what it should be. So there's going to be a little bit of a slop there. Here is a Craftsman wrench, see, and this is a 5/8 here, and you can see how much slop that we have here before it turns the nut. So just so you know, this old Bridgeport isn't stretched out or oversized, so you can see here how it fits. It has the same amount of slop on here, but you can see how this wrench operates, and this is just a nice angle on there. I don't know what the degree, it looks like about a 10-degree offset, but it is really nice, and I could see where this wrench was a very useful wrench and came in handy. So I like it. I like the design. So in closing, not only did we get this beautiful wrench set, we also got some nice stamps with it. So hope you enjoyed the project. Thanks very much for tuning in, and have a nice day.